Joining us now is someone who can get answers. Congressman Adriano Espaillat, who toured the facility in Carrizo Springs, Texas, as part of that tour. Thank you very much for being with us. I know you've said that you've got to cut through, that the administration has to cut through all this bureaucracy between the agencies. But let me get you first to react to the fact that we are not testing these children for COVID, for their own sake and for the sake of the other children, the spread, the workers there. How is that defensible?
It's not. They should be tested, Andrea. They should be tested at those Border Patrol facilities, as was said by Mr. Gutierrez. They're very crowded. We must say that the Trump administration did not prepare HHS for COVID. We see how the hiring freeze is impacting our ability to respond to all of this right now. And we're looking for additional bed space across the country to house these young people. But we must test them at the border when they come in. And of course, they're being tested at these sites. And the sites are not anywhere near to the way the sites were run by the Trump administration. There's a level of humanity there. I saw medical care and child experts, as well as COVID testing, medical services and mental health services, classroom services. So lots is being given to these young people, but we must get, Andrea, to the root causes of the migration dynamic. If we don't do that, this will continue to happen. And right now, the Biden administration got people on the ground right now in the Triangle countries discussing these matters with those governments to see how we get to the root causes of migration.
And I completely understand. I covered the State Department's canceling all those programs. I know that those are the real issues, getting to the root causes. But right now, we have an emergency at the border. And whether this is a seasonal surge or response to Joe Biden, it's existing. And how do you deal with what has taken place there? If you've got thousands of kids coming in and hundreds of them, they're no longer telling us the numbers, being kept for more than the 72 hours that is permitted by the courts. How do you get the National Guard or some other agency in there with thousands of doses to, first of all, test these kids? Rather, I shouldn't talk about vaccines, to test these children. It doesn't take that long. And be able to separate them and treat them with what they need for their own care and stop the spread.
That should happen immediately today, that we should get the personnel there to provide the testing immediately to ensure that it's not spread further amongst the children that are there at these sites. But again, we need additional resources. I met a young man there that told me that his relatives were here in New York. I want to be able to help that young man connect with his parents. We got to create that possibility for them to reunite with their families and their relatives as quickly as possible. And that requires, obviously, more resources. It requires perhaps states to step in and provide that opportunity so that these children are housed in states where their relatives or parents are, rather than Texas or just California. Many of them, I think 23% of them have relatives or are parents in the Northeast region. So why not house them there, close to their parents? Perhaps they can go visit them as they transition. So these are all, I think, measures that must be taken immediately. But I believe very strongly, being an immigrant myself, Andrea, that unless we get to these root causes, this will show up again in 3, 4, 6 months down the road. And we got to get some resources down to Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador, the countries where these young people are fleeing violence. There was a volcano eruption in Guatemala recently. And so there are many issues and reasons why folks are seeking to migrate. And we must try to resolve that dynamic immediately as well.
Congressman Espaillat, thank you so much. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel. You should know that you can follow today's top stories and breaking news and catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.